Guys, welcome back to Blaze TV. Ed Kimberley and Stu Coles as always. And our guests on today's episode, we have Luke Ferrara and Mike Hammond. Luke, great to see you again. And Mike, long-time fan, first-time caller. It's great to finally meet you properly. How you doing?
Good, mate. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, no, obviously having been around the league for a few years prior to a little trip to Europe, we had the opportunity to call a fair few of your games when you had success against the Blaze at the Skydome. So it's good to have you on our side. But after those 3 years, I kind of want to catch up on the years in between. You went to the DEL2 in Lausitzer and you played for Corey Nielsen. That must have been pretty cool because Corey's had a lot of success as a coach in the league and as a player, actually.
Yeah, I mean, having Corey as a coach for Great Britain, I got to know him a little bit, and we got talking throughout the tournament. I think it was the second year, and he had just proposed an offer, and I liked him a lot as a coach, and being more of a defensive guy. He wanted to take my game kind of to the next level as a more all-around player, and I think he did a good job of that kind of. He worked with me a lot personally, and I'm really grateful to play under him for that full season.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you still got to flex your offensive muscles as well. I think you led the team in scoring, if I remember right.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's always going to let me play my game, and he put me on the opportunities to succeed. So I owe him a lot of credit for that.
Nice, fair enough. And then catching up prior to this year, you split your time between a couple of teams in Denmark in Odense and Frederikshavn. Denmark's a great league. A lot of fun to play in by the sounds of things. How was the experience for you?
Yeah, especially this year with everything being on hold for the NHL and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of players looking for places to play, and that was one of the leagues to go to. So it was a really good league. The experience, I played in a couple different teams. The first team was more of a low budget team, good spot, good city to play in, but maybe the lower end of the seeds. But I went to a better team in January, team that was pushing for the playoffs and had a good chance maybe go all the way. We didn't, obviously, got knocked out game 7 in the first round, but it was a good experience, and it was honestly a really good league, and I have nothing but good things to say about Denmark.
Yeah, hockey being a small world, Stu. Paul Thompson, of course, is going to pick up the coaching gig in Odense next season when it starts up again. So it'll be interesting to see how Tomo does out there.
There's quite a few Blaze links to Denmark as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with previous players and previous coaches as well. So it's a strong tie. Luke, you've obviously spent a bit of time. We know you were over in Poland and had some time out there, and unfortunately got to the finals, but didn't quite make it over the line there. But nonetheless, a great experience to kind of try European hockey for the first time.
Yeah, like I said before, I never really thought I'd ever play outside the UK. Never really pictured myself doing it. So it was definitely a good experience, and tried a new style of hockey and met some new people, and kind of did what all these imports do every year, I guess, and traveled a little and experienced all the new things. So yeah, it was fun, but I'm definitely glad to be back and playing with the Blaze again.
We're definitely glad to have you back, and there was a lot of noise and chatter about when you were coming back, sort of like with the Elite Series coming on the horizon. Was that possibly a distraction to yourself? Did you sort of hear much about sort of that side of things while you were trying to concentrate over in Poland?
Yeah, but it wasn't really a distraction. I mean, with COVID and everything, you kind of had to be ready to travel pretty quickly after the season anyway. So it wasn't like it was a distraction for me playing. I just knew that as soon as I was out, I had to be ready and get my test and book my flights and do everything. So it wasn't a distraction. I was, like I said, it was fun for me, but I was ready to come back. And the quicker I got back, the more games I could play. So that was the aim.
How about you, Mike? What was the sort of like? How much did you know about sort of like coming over and maybe having slight distractions and the like of whether you were heading over to the UK or staying in Denmark for longer?
Honestly, exactly what Luke said there. I mean, with the draft going on and stuff, I'll say I knew I was property of Coventry, but I didn't really think too much of it. It was what it was. I mean, if we got knocked out, I was coming here. If we didn't, I was
Mhm.
going further in the
Mhm.
playoffs. It wasn't too much of a distraction really at all. I mean, like I said, it was what it was, and I'm just grateful that Stewie took a chance on me in the draft, and I'm here. I mean, so far it's been fun.
Mike, did you follow the draft much?
Oh, I did, obviously. I mean, it's kind of fun. So, I mean, there's different rumors of what was going to happen, and the way it played out was kind of interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't know. It's one of those things. Sometimes when we do these episodes, kind of in like a regular season, you talk to someone who got drafted in the NHL, they weren't expecting it. They wake up having been taken in the 7th round, like, oh, I'm property of Ottawa now. I didn't know whether that'd be the case for the Blaze or not. But how much did you know coming into the mini series about what the format was and what it was all going to be about?
It happened also quick. I mean, I think I maybe got like a week update on everything, and I know Manchester had the first pick, so history of Manchester, I thought maybe I'd go there, and then I guess the uncertainty of knowing if I was going to go far in the playoffs or not, kind of with Luke, when I was going to arrive. I think that had a lot of dictatorship on where I was going to end up, but no, I mean, that's as much as I knew.
Fair enough. And Luke, for you too, was I mean, I guess you kept a close eye on it. You were on Danny's protected list naturally. What did you know about the series going into it?
Kind of the same as Hammy, like not too much. Just was trying to speak to the boys as much as I could and try to keep in touch with Stewie. And I hear different rumors and different things, but I made sure I watched the draft. I wanted to see Hammy sign for the Blaze, so that was a fun thing to see. But yeah, like it was just exciting again. Nice to have hockey back and have some excitement and see some of the players who have maybe been sat around waiting for all this time have a chance to play again.
Stu, it's kind of cool, isn't it? Because we were WhatsApping the whole way through the draft. It was I'm glad it was a lot of fun for the boys as well as for guys like us.
It was amazing watching that. First time having that in sort of UK hockey, having a sort of draft experience, and you could see that everybody was enjoying it. Not it was the coaches as well. I mean, the seriousness of director of hockey Guy Doucette getting on the phone to Tim Wallace and having the chats to work out who they wanted to pick. I thought it was everyone really bought into it.
And then you get the comedic value of Danny being on mute. That was amazing. We've all been there. But yeah, I was just going to quickly ask as well. Something a little bit different, Luke, than everybody's used to. How's life in the bubble been treating you?
I mean,
a lot of conspiracies.
Yeah, a lot of conspiracy theories. Hammy's been sending me down the rabbit hole. I mean, it's been fine. I'm still in my isolation period, so I can't really leave my room too much. I can get food, and that's about it. So, it's different, but it's fine. Nice hotel, nice rooms. Can't really complain. We get tested every day, so we're safe, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like Mike, you're testing the extent of Netflix.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I was in isolation. I just got out on Saturday, so nice. I mean, like you said, it's been good. Treatment's been well. I mean, we got a meeting room downstairs that boys get together. We do our own little thing and go to the rink. So it hasn't been too bad. Just the room, the rink, really.
Luke, are you making V and Clements do all the supermarket runs for you?
I did actually. I had Clem run out day one for me. Hammy's been a good guy. He asked me the other day if he could get anything for me, but I'll be out on, I think it's Sunday. I can then join the world a little bit, so we'll see. I owe the boys some favors.
It's all part and parcel of the experience, isn't it? But maybe looking a little bit onto the ice, Mike, you've kind of joined the Blaze with a bit of a splash. Your line with Tristan Keck and Nick Germain has been, seemingly scoring points for fun. I mean, what's it like to sort of join a line with those two guys who are, rookies, first year pros, and having that much success?
No, yeah, it's been fun. I mean, two guys haven't played all year really. Coming out of school, I know the feeling of coming out of school and wanting to prove yourself. I mean, it's weird as the year's been, but they came here pretty hungry, obviously in pretty good shape, ready to play. But yeah, overall, it's been fun. I mean, they work hard, they're willing to learn, and they put themselves in good positions to score. And I mean, as well as we've done, I think we could score even a few more, which has been good. I mean, so yeah, and hopefully keep the ball rolling going forward.
And Luke, you've as opposed to having unfamiliar line mates, you've been put back with Yanni again. Is that a nice, comfortable feeling that you're able to have that sort of chemistry right away?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Yanni, as shifty as he is on the ice, I think I have a good read of him from my point of view. So I kind of know where to go when he has the puck, and makes my job a lot easier having a guy like that on my line and on my power play too. So yeah, it was great. It was great to see him. I mean, like I said, everyone loves Yanni. He can't do no wrong. So it's just, he's a fun guy to be around, and he makes me play better, which is the main thing.
No, for sure. And a goal on your debut when you came back, and a real patient goal right in front, letting the guy open his legs up and slipping it 5-4. That was a real beaut.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I blacked out. I don't usually do that. Usually I'm just quick to whack the puck a little bit. I wanted to impress the boys, I guess. I think Hammy been spreading some rumors about me before I got back to the new guys, so I had to do good.
But no, I guess I was going to say it was nice to, I guess, pick up where you left off though, because you had a heck of a year the year before.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and obviously it's a bit different playing in Poland and different hockey, and it was tough to be as successful. So it was a concern that maybe it wasn't going to pick up and carry on, but it's nice that it has. And we've been playing well, winning games too, so it's good to see.
And you both mentioned, like, throughout this, the power play. Going into Tuesday, actually, I must admit I didn't check the stats this morning, but we had the best PP and the best PK. Mike, you picked up a whole host of power play points, and that must be good. I mean, look, it goes without saying, you got good special teams, you win games.
No, exactly. I mean, especially in a short tournament like this, special teams is big, but it's also hard to kind of learn everything in such a short time. I think Danny's done a good job of not cramming too much in right away, kind of spreading it out and kind of seeing what works and what doesn't. But yeah, I mean, especially for me and myself, I mean, I think the penalty kill has been unbelievable. And that's something, I mean, you never know if it's going to go your way with calls one night or not. But I think we know we got enough offensive ability to score on the power play, where if we can keep it out of our net on the penalty kill, that's extra for us. And
you got Shane back there too, who going into the Steelers game was statistically in all categories the best netminder in the league.
No, yeah, he's a rock for us. I mean, he's an older guy, a veteran, which what we need. I mean, we do have a young team here. But yeah, he's a solid on the ice. He is off the ice. I mean, he's a good guy, great teammate, and yeah, I mean, he gives the boys confidence playing in front of them.
Luke, I think every coach has talked about how the style of hockey has been a little scrappy so far. I guess that was to be expected. And is that one of the reasons that Danny's kind of kept it simple? There's no point overcomplicating it. There's no point throwing so much at guys right now because it's just gonna break down.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously there's going to be mistakes early on with guys not playing much, and also you think we're all coming in from different teams and different styles, so there's no point overloading our brains. He kind of wants us to go out there and play our game, just put the basics in place and let us kind of adapt and see how our team grows throughout this tournament, and then maybe make changes along the way rather than make us into robots now and then not have that ability to do it later on.
No, for sure. And so far, I think, from seeing every team versus the Blaze, there are some really interesting matchups. And we, even now, 2 weeks into a 4 or 5 week tournament, we're seeing where we have to adapt to take advantage of our skill sets against, say, Sheffield or Nottingham or Manchester. Are you boys feeling that too? Luke, sorry.
Yeah. So no, you're good. Yeah, they're obviously, every team has a different style of play. So, I mean, I think, like we said, one game we were guilty of trying to maybe focus on the other team too much and maybe got away from the way we play. So it's almost like we have to focus on ourselves, but just be aware of, kind of aware of what the other teams do. We know Sheffield like to push the pace and play fast, and they have some big bodies, and maybe Manchester not and play another way. So we have to be aware of what they're doing. But I think if we stick to our game and do the things we do well, then we're a dangerous team too.
For sure. Stu?
Yeah, and you've both mentioned it, but Mike, there are a lot of younger players in the team this year. How impressed have you been with the young guys? Mate, you've mentioned your line mates, but what about the other guys?
No, for sure. I mean, sitting out in that first game, the exhibition game, was, I saw a lot of mistakes, a lot of youth, but after that, I mean, I think they've adjusted very well. I mean, thing is, I think everyone's willing to learn. Everyone's willing to work hard. Everyone's in it for the team. I think that's the big thing about this club here. I mean, there's no individuals. I think everyone's in it together. And as short of a time as it's been, I think we've gelled really quickly. Mm-hmm. And I'm really impressed with some of the youth here. And I'm excited to see going forward here how everyone adapts, because I think people are going to pick up ice time, and I mean, you can only play so much, you know what I mean? So it's good to see.
Yeah, some words that Danny Stewart will particularly like, because that's something he mentions a lot about, buying into the team ethos and improving every day. Luke, perhaps maybe a special mention to one of your teammates from last year. I mean, Alex Forbes has played pretty much every position except in goal so far in the tournament. How has he been settling into this variety of roles?
Yeah, I mean, you can't say enough good things about him. I'm sure if you asked him to play in goal, he probably would. So we need him up front. He does it. We need him on D. He does it. He can kill. He just is. It's great to have a player who's that adaptable and is that willing to do everything that the team needs him to do, and he does it all with a smile on his face, never complains, and he's happy to play any role. Like we were saying, it's about the team, and he knows he has to help the team in a different way every night, and he's been doing that.
Yeah, very good teammate.
For sure. And similarly, a guy that actually, you know what, Mike, a few years ago when you were first in the league, you'd have probably played against David Clements. This tournament, he has really elevated his game. When you saw him as a teammate, did you notice that development, where he was when you remember him to where he is now?
Honestly, I didn't know too much about Clement. I do remember playing against him, but he has impressed me big time. I mean, I don't know whether it's the leadership role or, I mean, not a lot of imports coming in and stuff like that, but he's really picked up and elevated his game clearly. I mean, he's playing offensively, defensively, and he's been a great leader in the room too. And another great teammate too. I mean, just a good guy on and off the ice.
Yeah, no, everyone says good. I mean, I like Dave a lot. You know, he's been here for a few years now, and you can see that development for sure. And it's great, Luke, I think, to see a player like Dave, who is Mr. Coventry. You know, he's from Coventry, break out in the way that he has during this series. Yeah,
absolutely. You can see you can kind of see his confidence growing each year, and then I don't know, like just coming here, his confidence is through the roof, and I'm happy to see it. He works hard, and he makes it a fun place to be. And I mean, you know what he's like. He likes to have a joke, but that's what you need in these things, and you need to have a laugh. And when he's bringing it the way he is, and he's playing as well as he is, and he's making big plays for us, then absolutely, I'm happy to see it, and hope it continues. He deserves all the success.
See, this is one of the things, right? And it's why I've kind of asked guys about how the experience in the bubble's been, because look, you're only going to play hockey for so long, right? And you're only going to get like a handful of opportunities as unique as this. So I think I was kind of worried that it would end up being a little bit like a pressure cooker and have the tedium of being in the rooms for so long. But when you've got a guy like Clem who can keep it loose, that's so important, isn't it? Because if things are a little tense, he seems to have that habit of diffusing things, right?
He does, yeah. He knows when he can make jokes, when he shouldn't, and I think we have a few guys like that. It's Hammy's nodding, yeah, Hammy too. But like,
we got a lot of guys like that.
Yeah, it's good. Hockey's fun, and you play well when you're having fun and you're relaxed. When it comes game time, you take it seriously. But if you're not having fun, there's no real point playing. So it's 5 weeks in a hotel and in a rink. So why not make the most of it and have a laugh while we're doing it?
And Stu, after that, we should probably talk about the World Championships a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'll throw one out there then, Mike, because I mean, for you, both of you guys, it's been a little different. You managed to have hockey throughout the year, but it's so important for you guys to get familiar with the future teammates around you, but also for the guys who haven't played going into the World Championships that they have this tournament, right?
No, for sure. I mean, it's a good opportunity for guys to prove themselves here, and guys that have been on the team to kind of, if they haven't played all year, to prove themselves even more. I mean, it's an opportunity of a lifetime, and I think a lot of guys are realizing that. I mean, like Clements this year. I mean, I think he's making a good push to be on the team. I mean, there's a lot of guys, VNS guys that are seeing an opportunity here and trying to make the most of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And Luke, after a huge year in the goal scoring tally the year before this, it's a big opportunity for you personally as well, isn't it, going into the Worlds?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, we've spoke before. I'd like to maybe cement myself on a higher role on the team and carry my success over. And I mean, like Hammy said, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and it's a great experience every time you do it. And who knows what it leads to if you can go there and play well. So yeah, I'd love to go there, and what I do for Coventry, do for Great Britain too.
No, that'd be awesome to see. Stu, do you want to throw out anything there about the Worlds?
No, we're all good. I think.
All right.
I think we asked the question before about the reverse of what the danger would be if this tournament hadn't have happened, and if GB had to go into the first game against Russia with no hockey for a year, and how badly that would have turned out.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think though, Mike, it'll be kind of fun though playing against the elite boys too, right? I mean, the Ovechkins of the world in the Russia game, for instance.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always an experience playing with the top guys in the world, but we'll see what happens this year. I mean, obviously it's a different scenario. See what NHL players arrive and all that kind of stuff. But I guess we just got to keep working on ourselves and see what happens.
No, for sure. Boys, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck for the rest of the tournament. I'm sure we'll speak a little bit more along the way. Stu, thanks as always for setting this up, buddy. Much appreciated. Guys, hope you've enjoyed the episode. There'll be more content coming throughout the mini series from Ed and Stu and Feds and Mike. Till next time, take it easy.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.